Don't touch. Restrictions given to American government. Kept in check. Did you know there are many situations in which government cannot lawfully infringe or interfere upon? When the American people know this fact, the government is kept in check. When the people lack this knowledge, the government runs unhindered. We, the people of America, are the ones responsible for the behavior of our government. The people are responsible for the government following the law and staying within its designated boundaries. Here's a maxim, which is a maxim of law, which is a fundamental principle of law. 51b. The government is to be subject to the law, for the law makes the government. 51c. Obedience makes government, not the name by which it is called. The constitutions are like fences that protect the people. Established boundaries keep the government out of protected areas. Electrified fences keep predators from returning. The people must diligently keep the government out of the protected areas. Government's duty. Government is established to benefit the people and secure and protect their rights. Here's a maxim of law, 51p. The main object of government is the protection and preservation of personal rights, private property, and public liberties, and upholding the law of God. And a maxim is a fundamental principle of law. The Alabama Constitution, Article 1, Section 36, entitled Construction of Declaration of Rights, says that this enumeration of certain rights shall not impair or deny others retained by the people, and to guard against any encroachments on the rights herein retained, we declare that everything in this Declaration of Rights is accepted out of the general powers of government and shall forever remain inviolate. An enumeration means simply the listing of rights, and it says it shall not impair or deny. Impair means to make worse, to diminish in quantity, or the value or excellence. So what they're saying is the listing of these rights will not diminish in quantity, value, or excellence others that are retained by the people, meaning that the people have more rights than what are just listed in our declarations of rights. Encroachments forbidden. The next section stated, and to guard against any encroachments on the rights herein retained, we declare that everything in this Declaration of Rights is accepted out of the general powers of government and shall forever remain inviolate. So to guard means to provide protection. And not only are you protecting, you're looking for anything that might be of danger. It says against any encroachments. Encroach means to catch as with a hook or to enter on the rights and possessions of another. It means to intrude, to take possession of what belongs to another, or to creep on gradually without right. The Bill of Rights guards against encroachments on the people's rights. They are a reference point for the people and government officials. They are established as lawful boundaries not to be touched. Accepted out. The last section of that article stated, we declare that everything in this Declaration of Rights is accepted out of the general powers of government. And accept means to take or leave out of any number specified. It means to exclude. So what it's saying is that everything in the Declaration of Rights is excluded out of the general powers of government. Government has no authority, power, or permission to touch anything by rules, codes, or regulations for rights reserved by the people as expressed in the Declaration of Rights, and it's also called the Bill of Rights. Many statutes encroach upon the people's rights, thereby making them unlawful. Inviolate. The last section of that Alabama Constitution in Article 1, Section 36 said, we declare that everything in this Declaration of Rights is accepted out of the general powers of government and shall forever remain inviolate. And inviolate means unhurt, uninjured, unprofaned, unpolluted, unbroken. Are our rights unhurt, uninjured, and unbroken? No. It looks like we have some major correcting to do. Here's another constitution, the Arkansas Constitution, regarding the same subject. Article 2, Section 29, entitled Enumeration of Rights of People Not Exclusive of Other Rights, Protection Against Encroachment. It says, this enumeration of rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people, and to guard against any encroachments on the rights herein retained, or any transgression of any of the higher powers herein delegated, we declare that everything in this article is accepted out of the general powers of the government and shall forever remain inviolate, and that all laws contrary thereto or to the other provisions herein contained shall be void. Transgression. So this article added something new. Let's review it. And to guard against any encroachments on the rights herein retained, or any transgression of any of the higher powers herein delegated. Transgression means the act of passing over or beyond any law or rule of moral duty, the violation of a law or known principle or rectitude, breach of command. And rectitude means rightness of principle or practice, or exact conformity to truth or to the rules prescribed for moral conduct. So it's saying any transgression. So they're saying anything that goes beyond the limit that's stated exactly in the Declaration of Rights. If it goes beyond that, then it is a breach of command. Contrary and void. The Arkansas Constitution added something new as well, and it says, and that all laws contrary thereto or to the other provisions herein contained shall be void. And contrary means opposite, adverse, or contradictory. Void means having no legal or binding force, null, not effectual to bind. So any statutes enacted by Congress that are contrary to reserved rights expressed in the Bill or Declaration of Rights are automatically void and a breach of public officials' trust agreements. Here's another example from the Texas Constitution, Article 1, Section 29, provisions of Bill of Rights accepted from powers of government to forever remain inviolate. It says, to guard against transgressions of the high powers herein delegated, we declare that everything in this Bill of Rights is accepted out of the general powers of government and shall forever remain inviolate, and all laws contrary thereto or to the following provisions shall be void. So it's saying that the Bill of Rights is excluded from the general powers of government, and the Bill of Rights shall forever remain unharmed and uninjured, and any laws contrary to the Bill of Rights shall be void. Other state constitutions. Similar wording is found in the following constitutions: Kentucky Constitution, Bill of Rights, Section 26, North Dakota Constitution, Article 1, Section 20, Pennsylvania Constitution, Article 1, Section 25. Equal rights. What if your state constitution does not have such wording? Good news. Rights apply equally to all Americans. Under the U.S. Constitution, Article 4, Section 2, Paragraph 1, it states, the citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens in the several states. The majority of state constitutions express that people have equal rights. Here is an example from the Hawaii Constitution, Article 1, Section 2, entitled Rights of Individuals. It says, all persons are free by nature and are equal in their inherent and inalienable rights. Among these rights are the enjoyment of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and the acquiring and possessing of property. These rights cannot endure unless the people recognize their corresponding obligations and responsibilities. And inherent means it exists within you, and inalienable means it cannot be separated or transferred from you. Summation. The enumeration of rights does not diminish in quantity, value, or excellence other rights reserved to the people. The rights of the people are guaranteed. Government has no power, authority, or permission to intrude upon our rights. Everything in the Declaration of Rights or Bill of Rights is excluded from the general powers of government. The rights of the people are to forever remain inviolate. Our rights are to remain unhurt, uninjured, unprofaned, unpolluted, and unbroken. If government passes over or beyond any law, rule, or moral duty of any powers delegated to the government, it is a transgression, a violation of law, and a breach of command. Laws contrary, which is opposite, adverse, or contradictory, to the Declaration of Rights or Bill of Rights shall be void with no legal or binding force. The Declaration of Rights or Bill of Rights is the protected barrier in which government may not cross. It is up to us, the people, to know what these rights state and diligently enforce them. The government is established to protect these rights. The people must ensure the government does its job and keep the government within its boundaries. An unchecked government will continually try to extend its boundaries while shrinking yours. James Madison, he was an author of the Federalist Papers. He said, "It will not be denied that power is of an encroaching nature and that it ought to be effectually restrained from passing the limits assigned to it." And that's from the Federalist Paper number 48 from 1788. He also stated, "There are more instances of the abridgment of the freedom of the people by gradual and silent encroachment of those in power than by violent and sudden usurpations." Thank you for watching, and please share this video with others.